Imagine a nuclear attack. What image comes to mind? Missiles streaking across the sky, perhaps? Sirens wailing as people scramble for shelter? What if the first strike came not from above, but from the silent depths of the ocean, launched by an enemy you never even knew was there? This is the chilling reality of nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines, or SSBNs. They represent the stealthiest and arguably most dangerous leg of the nuclear triad. But what exactly is this triad we speak of? Think of it as a three-pronged approach to nuclear deterrence. Land-based intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs, are housed in hardened silos, ready to launch at a moment's notice. Strategic bombers, like the B-52 Stratofortress, carry nuclear payloads and can be deployed globally. And then there are the SSBNs, lurking beneath the waves, virtually undetectable. The beauty, or perhaps the horror, of the triad lies in its redundancy. Even if one or two legs are neutralized, the remaining force ensures a devastating retaliatory strike. This concept, born from the Cold War, is known as mutually assured destruction, or MAD. It's a grim but effective strategy based on the understanding that no one wins a nuclear war. But why are SSBNs considered the most survivable component? The answer is simple: they're incredibly difficult to find. Unlike land-based missiles, which are fixed targets, or bombers, which can be tracked by radar, SSBNs operate in the vast, opaque world beneath the ocean surface. The ocean provides a natural shield, absorbing radio waves and making detection a monumental challenge. During the Cold War, both the United States and the Soviet Union poured vast resources into developing increasingly sophisticated SSBNs. These submarines became symbols of the nuclear standoff, silently patrolling the oceans, a constant reminder of the potential for global annihilation. The technology race was on, pushing the boundaries of engineering and naval warfare. So, what makes these underwater behemoths so formidable? Let's dive into the technology and capabilities of modern SSBNs. These aren't your grandfather's submarines. Modern SSBNs are colossal. The U.S. Navy's Ohio-class submarines, for example, are over 560 feet long, that's almost 2 football fields, and displace over 18,000 tons when submerged. They are essentially underwater cities, capable of operating independently for months at a time. Speed and range are also crucial. While exact figures are often classified, it's understood that SSBNs can travel at speeds exceeding 20 knots, or about 23 miles per hour, while submerged. Their range is virtually unlimited, thanks to their nuclear reactors, which provide power for decades without the need for refueling. This allows them to patrol vast areas of the ocean, remaining hidden from prying eyes. But the real punch of an SSBN comes from the nuclear missiles it carries. The U.S. Navy's Ohio-class submarines are armed with up to 20 Trident 2D5 missiles. These are multi-warhead missiles, meaning each one can carry multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicles, or MIRVs. In other words, a single missile can deliver multiple nuclear warheads to different targets, maximizing the destructive potential. The Trident 2D5 is not just powerful, it's also incredibly accurate. With advanced guidance systems, these missiles can deliver their warheads with pinpoint precision, ensuring maximum damage to their intended targets. Simulations of missile launches from SSBNs showcase the sheer scale and complexity of these operations, highlighting the technological prowess required to maintain these underwater arsenals. Who possesses these silent hunters? The global distribution of nuclear-armed submarines is a closely guarded secret, but it's generally understood that only a handful of nations possess this capability. The United States, Russia, China, the United Kingdom, and France all operate SSBNs. India also possesses and operates nuclear submarines. Each nation has its own strategic rationale for maintaining a submarine-based nuclear deterrent. For the United States, SSBNs provide a credible second strike capability, ensuring that even in the event of a surprise attack, the US can retaliate with devastating force. Russia's SSBN fleet plays a similar role, providing a vital component of its nuclear deterrent. China's SSBN program is relatively newer, but it's rapidly expanding, giving Beijing a more credible and survivable nuclear deterrent. The UK and France, as nuclear powers, maintain smaller SSBN fleets to ensure their national security. India's SSBN program is also growing, adding another layer of complexity to the global nuclear landscape. The patrol areas of these submarines are shrouded in secrecy, but it's known that they operate in strategic locations around the globe. The Atlantic and Pacific Oceans are key patrol areas for US and Russian SSBNs. The Arctic Ocean is also becoming increasingly important as the ice caps melt, opening up new areas for submarine operations. The South China Sea is a key area of interest for China's SSBN fleet. The strategic importance of these patrol areas lies in their proximity to potential targets. By positioning their submarines in these locations, nations can ensure that they can strike quickly and effectively in the event of a nuclear conflict. The constant presence of these silent hunters beneath the waves serves as a powerful deterrent, helping to maintain a fragile peace. But what happens if deterrence fails? What are the actual protocols for launching a nuclear strike from a submarine? The answer might surprise you and terrify you. The decision to unleash nuclear weapons from a submarine isn't taken lightly. It's a process steeped in protocols, designed to prevent accidental Armageddon. The ultimate authority rests with the National Command Authority, typically the President. But the order doesn't simply arrive as a text message. Imagine the President, in a secure bunker, faced with intelligence suggesting an imminent attack. He consults with his advisors, weighs the options, and makes the unthinkable decision. This order is then transmitted through highly secure channels to the submarine. But it's not enough to just receive the message. Authentication is key. Think of it as a complex digital handshake, verifying that the order genuinely comes from the President. This involves cryptographic keys and unique codes, ensuring that the message hasn't been intercepted or tampered with. The submarine's captain and key officers must then independently verify the order using their own sets of codes and procedures. This multi-layered approach acts as a critical safeguard. Once authenticated, the crew begins the intricate process of preparing for launch. Missile silo doors are opened, revealing the immense power contained within. Each missile undergoes a series of pre-launch checks, ensuring its systems are functioning perfectly. The crew, highly trained and disciplined, work with precision and focus. Animations can really help visualize this. But even with these precautions, the human element remains. History is filled with near misses, moments where nuclear catastrophe was narrowly avoided. The 1983 Soviet nuclear false alarm, triggered by a misinterpretation of satellite data, serves as a chilling reminder. What if a similar malfunction occurred on a submarine, deep beneath the waves? The psychological pressure on submarine crews during a crisis is immense. They are isolated, operating in a confined space, knowing that their actions could trigger global annihilation. Could stress, fatigue, or even a simple misunderstanding lead to a catastrophic error? And then there's the threat of cyber warfare. Submarine communication systems, once thought to be impervious to attack, are now vulnerable to sophisticated hacking techniques. Could an enemy inject false orders, manipulate data, or even disable a submarine's safety mechanisms? The legal and ethical dimensions of using nuclear weapons are equally complex. The concept of proportionality, a cornerstone of the laws of war, dictates that the response to an attack must be proportionate to the initial aggression. But how can one possibly justify the use of nuclear weapons, given their devastating consequences? Some argue that nuclear deterrence is morally justifiable, that the threat of retaliation prevents other nations from launching a first strike. Others argue that any use of nuclear weapons is inherently immoral, regardless of the circumstances. Experts in international law and ethics offer varying perspectives on this issue, highlighting the profound moral questions at stake. Once those missiles are launched, there's no turning back. But what are the most likely targets? And what would the immediate aftermath of a nuclear strike from a submarine look like? The answer is more horrifying than you can imagine. After the blast, the unthinkable becomes reality. Imagine a major city like New York or London. Ground zero is instantly vaporized. A shockwave rips outwards, leveling buildings for miles. Thermal radiation ignites everything flammable, creating a firestorm. But the devastation doesn't stop there. A massive electromagnetic pulse, or EMP, fries electronic devices, plunging the region into darkness. Communication networks collapse. Transportation grinds to a halt. Hospitals are overwhelmed. Initial casualty estimates reach into the millions. Survivors tell harrowing tales of unimaginable horror. People caught in the open are instantly incinerated. Those who find shelter are soon faced with starvation, disease, and the slow, agonizing effects of radiation poisoning. The story of Tsutomu Yamaguchi, who survived both Hiroshima and Nagasaki, highlights the almost impossible odds of surviving even one blast. Then comes the fallout. Radioactive particles are carried by the wind, contaminating vast areas. Food and water supplies become deadly. The long-term health consequences. Scientists model a potential nuclear winter, where smoke and dust block sunlight, causing global temperatures to plummet. Agriculture collapses, leading to widespread famine. But the nightmare could just be beginning. The launch of even one submarine-based missile raises the specter of all-out nuclear war. Launch on warning protocols, designed to ensure retaliation, could trigger a cascade of devastating attacks based on incomplete or misinterpreted data. A miscalculation, a technical glitch, or a moment of panic could seal humanity's fate. Consider the tensions between the United States, Russia, and China. Each nation possesses a formidable nuclear arsenal, including advanced submarine fleets. The development of hypersonic missiles and artificial intelligence adds new layers of complexity and risk to the nuclear equation. Experts disagree on the likelihood of nuclear war, but all acknowledge the potential for catastrophic consequences. The threat of nuclear war is not a relic of the past. It is a present danger that demands our attention. We must support efforts to reduce nuclear arsenals, promote diplomacy, and prevent the unthinkable. The future of humanity depends on it. Learn more. Get involved in peace movements. Share this video to raise awareness. What do you think is the most effective way to prevent nuclear war? Share your thoughts in the comments below.